I know I've done this video before, but I lost my footage whenever I did the live stream covering my cold weather gear. Several of y'all have asked me what it is that I'm wearing, so rather than explain to each and every one of y'all, I'm gonna make up for it by doing the video right now. I'm gonna go through the seasons, like you got fall, then winter time, and pretty much those are the only two that I'm gonna wear this stuff that's behind me. So getting right into it, during the fall time, it starts to get chilly, and that's kind of where we're at right now. But the things that I'm wearing are, my base layer is nothing more than some tights. These are made by Columbia, and it's got the Omni Heat Shield. That's like a foil layer that helps to reflect your body heat back to your body, and keeps you nice and toasty. They've got some heavyweight tights, which I wear during the winter time, and then you got like a lightweight, so the fabric is a bit more dense. It's all man-made fibers and material, so that's part of the base layer. The other thing is the top. This is also by Columbia. It is a zippered up, not a fleece, but it's like a zippered up shirt. And it also has the Omni Heat on that. I think this was designed for like runners, and it works like absolutely perfect for out there. It's very thin, but that Omni Heat Shield puts that body heat back to you so that you're not losing a lot of the heat that your body is generating. From there, this is a Sun Gator made by Sims. It's awesome. It's got the little breathable mesh, so when you're outside and the sun is out, when you have to put on your sunglasses, without these, your breath just basically rises straight up into the sunglasses and it fogs them up. That's kind of a nuisance. So Sims, man, thumbs up to those guys for actually making something that genuinely works. Now, these are for the summertime, but it's just an added layer for the cold weather, and again, I like them very much. The gloves, I used to wear the Buff brand, and that was until I tried out my first pair of Sims gloves, and I'm in love with these things. They got goat leather, and they're again for like the summertime frame, but it's another layer for whenever it starts getting cold. It just keeps me protected from the wind. And these gloves are phenomenal. I think it's like the Solar Flex Guide glove. All right, now for your feet, a good pair of waterproof socks, because sometimes you've got cold fronts blowing in, and then it transitions back to the south winds whenever it's warm. They blow through, and you're kind of in between until it like stays cold. So a good pair of waterproof socks during the transition days. These are going to keep your feet dry first and foremost, and then toasty. These are seal skins, and it's got an inner layer which is made of wool. So that's the innermost layer. Then it's got a layer between, that's a waterproof membrane, and then the outer shell is like a polyester or some type of man-made fiber. It's a good idea to, depending on how much you fish, switch these out once a year. So I got another pair right here that are ready to go for this season. I've already worn a hole through these ones from last season, so that's why I say get you like switch them out once a year. But because I go so many times throughout the year, during the cold weather days, I've got to have several of these. They're pretty pricey at like 30 bucks just for one pair of socks. It's actually a little bit more, like $37, somewhere around there for one pair. But it's an absolute necessity to keep your feet dry so that you don't have to put on the more technical gear behind me. You can still wear your fishing pants, but with these socks, you're waterproofed all the way up to your knees. So whenever you're kayak fishing, that's basically all you need. Whenever you're launching, you just hop right in the boat and off you go. So waterproof socks, a definite must. From there, we'll go into The colder months, I will wear everything that I just described to you, and then I start putting on the waders. I forego the waterproof socks because my waders have a neoprene booty, and that keeps your feet nice and toasty with just a pair of like polyester socks that I wear underneath these, so that it fits nice and like not loose, but it's comfy. You don't want your feet all crunched up and tight like a can of sardines inside there, because then it's going to make for a horrible outing of fishing. These are just some plain old Sims Freestone waders, and they work, they do the job, and they get it done. It protects you from the wind all the way up to your chest, and it's a really good set of waders. We'll see how many seasons these things are going to last me, so that's my first season with those. The footwear I wear when I'm using the waders, it's these Sims boots. They're specifically designed for saltwater, so that's why I got them. They've held up really well, and the only thing I don't like about them is that the ankles are so stiff. You really can't move your ankle around, but I guess they're not designed for the kayak use. They're actually designed for you to be in the water, and you got all that ankle support in case you go into a pothole or off of a rock or something like that. But it would be nice if they made saltwater boots for the waders, but for kayak use. I know that's asking a lot, but these right here, until they do that, they get the job done. And then let's see, let's move on over to the PFDs. So during the summertime, you always see me wearing this. It's a Hobie inflatable vest, and that's the main reason why I wear it. It's super thin in the back, super thin in the front, and in the summertime it's so hot that you don't want to be wearing one of these that are behind me. But as we get into the colder months, this is what I used to wear. This was last season's vest. It's a Stolquist Fisherman, just your traditional high back, and you've got floating support up here in the front on each side of the chest and also on the back. The reason why I switch from the inflatable to this, well, this one is a lot heavier. It provides more warmth, and then also whenever you fall out of the kayak, it's one less thing that I got to think about, like popping my CO2 cartridge to inflate the inflatable PFD. This, when you fall out, the first thing I'm reaching for is the whistle that I have right here attached to it, and that's it. Try to get myself to safety and get out of the water. So it's one less step to you being able to, you know, get back on the kayak or get back to land and get home safely. This year, Old Town, whenever they sent me the free kayak, the topwater, they also sent me this vest. This is by far the best high back vest that I have ever seen and that I've owned, because I've only had this Stolquist Fisherman. I've got 2 of those and then 1 Hobie inflatable. But this thing has got pockets all over the place. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so that you can check this thing out. Not because I got it for free and I'm trying to support Old Town, although I am showing them some love because they're producing really quality products. This thing is awesome. Talk to anybody who owns it, and I'm pretty sure they're going to agree with me that you've got pockets galore, and it's a really good quality vest. The inner portion of it, I guess if you wanted to wear it for the summertime, you won't catch me doing that because I'm going back to an inflatable style. But if you wanted to do this for the summer, the way the mesh is designed, it's like basically pushes the vest away from your body, and there's air chambers throughout here. It's mesh and very breathable, super comfy. I'm able to carry my firearm, my sidearm that I always carry with me when I'm in the water. So I've got that in one pocket that's nice and snug. It's tucked away. My phone goes inside another pocket. I've got the retractable lanyard from Hobie, and then my scissors, my clippers for when I tie my leader line. It's got everything. You got pockets up here, so I'm trying not to turn this into a PFD commercial, But I'm just like, that's how excited I am to have this vest, because it's really nice and it works perfect for the winter time. That's why y'all have seen me in that as of recent for my videos. Going from there, whenever we get into full-on winter, January, February timeframe, when it starts dipping into the 30s and it is super cold, I want to make sure that I have every chance to come back home if I fall in the water. And common sense tells me that if you're dry, you're going to retain your body heat. But once you get wet, that's where everything goes south. And I am no like water survival instructor by any means, but I do know that much. So as long as you can stay dry, you have a good shot. And this is like the last line of defense that I've got for like the cold weather months where everything just gets unbearable. You're talking about hands freezing, ears getting numb, your nose getting red. I go to a Kokatat dry suit. This is a Gore-Tex Meridian dry suit, and you've got a relief valve up here because when I'm wearing this, obviously I'm not wearing the Sims waders, but I do still wear all the technical gear down below this right here. This is just now my outer suit, and if you got to use the restroom, you don't have to take the entire suit off. You can just basically unzip this waterproof zipper, relieve yourself. If you got to go number 2, well then, hey, you figure that one out. And when you do figure it out, let me know. I guess you could wear the suit backwards, huh? So this right here, it's all Gore-Tex. You got really thin Gore-Tex booties, and I wear thick socks with these. So like a nice set of wool socks to keep your toes nice and toasty. It's got latex gaskets around the neck and also right here around the wrists. And then you get in and out of it through a zipper right here underneath that just goes across the body. This thing is money. It is like literally, it costs a lot of money. But again, I'm not chancing anything with my life. I want to make sure that I come home. It's just like an insurance policy, if you will. The shoes that I wear with that, because these are like moon boots right here. They're too big. The neoprene booty on the Sims waders is massive. It's like a very thick sock, so it fits these boots perfectly and nice and snug. Not tight, cramped, or anything, but just perfect. So I've got these right here. These are Canyoneer boots. It's made by 510. Just look them up, the number 5 and then 10. And I don't know if they sell them anymore, but they're designed to go hiking and in through caves and stuff like that. It's got an easy release sole from, if you step into the mud, which the marsh is super nasty, it's very sticky, your shoe goes in. Sometimes whenever you try to pull your foot back out, your shoe stays down there with it. These guys, I haven't had any issues being released from the mud, so they are perfect. And that's what I wear during like the months of January and February, because again, that's when it's super cold. Now, gloves. I don't wear those Sims gloves during the winter, and I won't. I will go to these right here. In my opinion, there's no like real, true, good glove to use for fishing. When I say that, I'm talking in like for your hands to stay dry. Nothing is going to keep you 100% dry. There is no such thing, to me, in my opinion, as a waterproof glove. There is a weatherproof glove, but these right here, my hands are still, I have full dexterity in my fingers, and then there's a little slit right here that they have so that you can pull your index finger out on both gloves, and you can answer your phone, plus you can tie knots whenever you're out there on the water, and to me that's very important. You can handle the fish, you can still grab and have everything really good to go. It's kind of, think of it like a wetsuit. When the material gets wet, the water immediately around your fingers or your body is warm. That's what these are kind of doing. So if you take the glove off and then you put it back on, your body heat has now went out of the glove and it's cold and wet. But the minute that your body heat warms it up, you're gonna be fine. So these right here have lasted me since I was in New York, and it was like the best thing that I had whenever I was out there. They're Cyrus or Sirius, I think it's S-E-I-R-U-S, Cyrus, the brand, and these are the windproof and weatherproof gloves. Really good, check them out. All right, aside of that, the only other thing that I will wear over the Gore-Tex suit is if it's like raining, then I have another added layer on top of that. Oh, here goes another pair of waterproof socks right there. These ones are made by Randy's son. It's going to be one that I'm going to try out this season. Or in the past, all I've used was sealskins, but Randy's son, they've got a lot of good reviews on Amazon. So this right here, these are skiing pants, but check it out. It's got the Omni Heat shield in it as well. So I'll put this on over the Gore-Tex dry suit, and that will give me another layer if I need. And then the top that goes with it right here, it's got a shell, but I don't have the shell with me right now. The shell is a polyester fill. It's called a Columbia Interchange jacket. So it's got the Omni Heat shield inside it as well. But the reason why I take this out there to put on over the Gore-Tex is if it rains on me. It says we do get the rains here, and I don't want my head to get wet, and I just don't want to be cold in general. And sometimes you just need the extra layers. So I've got that. That's pretty much about it on what I'm wearing out there during the cold weather. Now, everything that I've just talked to you all about, none of it has cotton in it. It's zero cotton. It's all polyester. I would say about like 95% of all of this is made out of polyester. I'm not sure about the waders, but the waders and the Gore-Tex, different materials, but they're all man-made. It's designed not to absorb water and hold it. They're all materials that wick away the moisture like your sweat. So if you're pedaling really fast on a kayak or doing something, you generate that heat and then you start sweating. Well, it's designed to get that sweat away from your body so that you can stay dry and toasty. But yeah, so for those of you that were curious, there you have it. I know I'm like very long-winded when I talk about this stuff, but I think it's very important. I can't tell you how many times this season I have already went into the marsh and I see people wearing cotton. They're wearing just like clothing that was not meant for water sports during the winter time. And I know what you're thinking. If some of you are watching this and that is you, it's not gonna happen to me. I won't fall out. I'm very careful. When you're fighting a big fish or when you're super excited, you become complacent. You're not thinking about falling out, keeping your center of gravity on your kayak or whatever the case may be. And that's whenever the bad thing is gonna happen. You're gonna fall out, you're gonna become waterlogged, and I hope that you have a change of clothes. But if you're wearing man-made fibers like polyester and things of that nature, they are not going to absorb water and become very heavy, preventing you from uprighting your kayak and getting back in it and then getting to the launch, to your truck, or whatever the case may be, inside the hull of your kayak to get out your dry bag. These materials allow you full dexterity in the arms. They don't cut your circulation off in the arms or the legs, the feet, none of that. So that is why I spend a little bit of extra money. When you're talking about your life, you know, and it being on the line, what's 30 bucks for a pair of socks? What's a couple $100 for a pair of waders? What's, you know, about $1,000 is what that dry suit costs, just to make sure that you stay completely dry. In comparison to you not coming home to your family, I will let you all be the ones to debate that. I just know that I've cried once whenever I had to spend the big money to get these things, and that was it. And now I'm just rest assured that I do have good quality gear, and as it starts to wear, well, then I can do away with it and then purchase new. The dry suit, that is a lifetime warranty. I want to say it's a lifetime warranty through Kokatat. All I've got to do is send it to them every season. They'll do a pressure test. I think it was like 24 bucks the last time that I sent it in, and they found a hole. They repaired it, sent it back to me, and it's good to go. So you can't beat something like that. But that is all. Stay safe out there whenever you're going fishing during the winter time, and just respect the water, respect the weather, and you should be fine. All right, that's all I have for y'all. I do thank you for watching. Sorry it took so long, but I wanted to make sure that I convey to each and every one of you that when you see me out there catching fish, and I'm not talking about safety or anything like that, just know that I am absolutely 100% safe, and all of this stuff is taking place even though I'm not speaking about it. So it may look easy and everything, but if I do fall in, I will be able to come back home, hopefully. Okay, that's it. Until next time, tight lines, y'all.